Dividing whole numbers. Key vocabulary: quotient is the answer to a division problem. Divisor is the number of parts or divisions, and the dividend is the number being divided. So if I had the example 36 divided by 6, 6 would be the divisor because it's the number of parts or groups that we are trying to create, and then the dividend is the number that we are chopping up. Here is a nice mnemonic that we can use to help us to divide and remember the steps. Dad, mom, sister, brother, where the D stands for divide, the M stands for multiply, S stands for subtract, and the B stands for bring down. Problem 1, 365 divided by 5. The first number is our dividend, so we're going to put it inside of our division symbol, so it's 365 divided by 5 is our divisor. Remember to use your mnemonic: dad, mom, sister, brother, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Step 1, divide. So we're going to look at each of our digits individually, starting with the furthest to the left, which would be our 3 here. And we're going to think, how many groups of 5 can I fit into 3? Now, 5 is larger than 3, so we actually cannot fit any. So I'm going to put an X above 3 because we cannot use it alone. Then we read the 2-digit number that we have, 36, once we skip that 3. 5 can fit into 36 7 times without going over, so that is our division. 36 divided by 5, 7. Step 2 tells us we need to multiply. So we're going to do 7 times 5 gives us 35. Step 3 says to subtract. So we're going to subtract 35 from 36. 36 minus 35 is 1. And the next step tells us to bring down. So we're going to bring down one digit. Our one digit that we have not used here is the 5, so bring it down with the 1. And now we have the number 15. Then we go through those steps again. Divide. 5 into 15. If you want to bring it down there, you can. 5 into 15 fits in 3 times. Step 2, multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. The next step tells us to subtract. 15 minus 15 is 0. And we have no numbers left to bring down, so we're happy, we're finished, and our answer to this problem is 73. Problem 2, 213 divided by 3. The first number is what we are dividing into, so 213 is going to go inside of our division symbol, divided by 3. 3 is our divisor. Go through your steps. Step 1, divide. One digit at a time. So 3 into 2 will not fit. I will put an X above the 2, and then I will use the 2-digit number created with the 2 and the 1. 3 into 21 fits 7 times, so we've completed the division step. Step 2 says to multiply. 7 times 3 is 21. Then we subtract. 21 minus 21 is 0. Next step, bring down the 3. 3 into 3 fits in exactly 1 time. Multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract. Get 0, and you're happy because you're finished. Alright, remember that mnemonic. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. These problems are going to be a little different. On the last slide, we saw problems that worked out perfectly where we had no remainder. Here we will have remainders, and I'm going to ask you to express those remainders as fractions. Example 3. 823 divided by 2. Step 1, divide. 2 into 8 fits in 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. We're going to subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Our next step, according to our mnemonic, is to bring down. Bring down one digit, bring the 2 down. Start over with your steps. Step 1, divide. 2 into 2 fits in exactly 1 time. Step 2, multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Step 3, subtract. 2 minus 2 is 0. Then we bring down. We do have another digit to bring down, so bring that 3 down. Start over. Divide. 2 into 3. 2 fits into 3 exactly 1 time without going over. 3 minus 2 is 1. And we have no more digits to bring down. In the past, your teachers may have asked you to write the answer as 411, remainder 1. Rather than doing that, I would like you to express that remainder as a fraction. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that remainder 1 and you're going to put it over the number you've been dividing by, and in this case it was 2. So our answer is 411 and 1/2. That makes sense because if we have 1 left and we're dividing it into 2 pieces, they are split into halves. So this is the answer I'm looking for. Example 4. 1074 divided by 9. Step 1, divide. Well, 9 is not going to fit into 1, so we're going to put a little x above the 1, and we're going to put 9 into 10. So 9 fits into 10 once. Step 2, multiply. 1 times 9 is 9. Step 3, subtract. Step 4, bring down. Bring just the 7 down. Okay, start over. Divide. 9 into 17 fits in once without going over. 1 times 9 is 9. Subtract, you get 8. Step 4, bring down the 4. Start over. 9 into 82. 9 times 9 will give me 81, so 9 times 9 is 81. Subtract, you get 3. Now, in the past, you would have written your answer as 119, remainder 3. We're not going to do that this year. We're going to do 119. This will become our numerator, and our denominator is 9. Now, if you are ready to simplify that, 3 does go into both the numerator and denominator. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1, and 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So the simplified answer would be 119 and 1/3. I would also accept the unsimplified mixed number of 119 and 3/9. Hit pause and try these 3 problems on your own. 2 of them will have remainders that I would like you to express as fractions. When you're finished, hit play and I will go through each of the examples. You'll notice that I wrote my mnemonic off to the side. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Problem 1. 480 divided by 5. Step 1, divide. 5 does not fit into 4. So we're going to put 5 into 48. 5 fits into 48 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. Step 3, subtract. 48 minus 45 is 3. Step 4, bring down the 0. 5 into 30 fits in exactly 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract. We have no remainder. We are finished. Our answer is 96. Problem 2. 825 divided by 8. Step 1, divide. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Step 2, multiply. 1 times 8 will give me 8. Step 3, subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Step 4 tells me to bring down the 2. Go back through your steps, divide. 2 divided by 8. Now 8 will not fit into 2, so we have to put a 0 up top. Step 2, multiply. 0 times 8 is 0. Step 3, subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down. Start your steps over. 8 into 25. 8 will fit into 25 3 times without going over. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract 1. Now, before you may have written 103 remainder 1 as your solution, but we're not going to do that. We're going to write 103 and make our remainder into a fraction. 1 will be our numerator, so it goes in the top of our fraction, over the number we are dividing by, our divisor, so over 8. So our final solution is 103 and 1/8. Now if we made a mental estimate in the beginning, which we always should be doing, you may have noticed that this number is roughly 800, is around 800. Divided by 8, our solution should be approximately 100. Our answer was 103 and 1/8, which is very close to 100, so we did a good job, and our answer is reasonable. Problem 3, 6,428 divided by 6. Step 1, divide. 6 divided by 6 fits in 1 time. 1 times 6 is 6, subtract 0. Bring down the 4. 6 into 4 will not fit. So we are going to put a 0. 0 times 6 is 0. Subtract, you get 4. Bring down the next digit. That is a 2. 6 into 42 fits in 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. Subtract. Bring down the 8. Step 1, divide. 6 into 8 fits in once without going over. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract, you get 2. I have no digits to bring down, so this is my stopping point. My solution is 1,071. 2 will be my numerator, so 2. My denominator will be 6. I will accept that as an answer. However, if you chose to simplify this, you may have recognized that 2 and 6 have a common factor of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And so my final answer simplified would be 1,071 and 1/3. Either of these would be acceptable solutions.